Let's take a look at some of your emails. On the topic of pizza being a vegetable and school lunches, Nick wrote to me saying, I'm actually a high school student. Most vegetables and such are required to be given out for school lunches. Most vegetables that are required to be given out aren't being eaten anyway. For example, yesterday for lunch, which is $2.75, you could have milk, turkey patty on a bun with ketchup, small side of green beans, and an apple. Just reading that brings back a lot of memories, doesn't it, Lewis? What you would see is students eating the patty, drinking the milk, throwing away the green beans, and giving the apples to people who would eat them. What I'm trying to say is the more vegetables the state is forced to give out, the more will be thrown away on top of those styrofoam trays. Incredible that schools still are using styrofoam trays also.
Right.
What were some of the weird, remember Salisbury steak, the big Salisbury steak day? It wasn't even, there was no fiber to the meat. It was almost like a reconstituted processed meat product.
It was pretty foul.
What were some other ones? Cold pizza sometimes. Oh, no, that was the breakfast. I never had breakfast at school,
No,
but I know
me neither.
sometimes there was cold pizza for breakfast at school.
The chicken nuggets were pretty questionable.
I'm trying to remember what other ones of those school lunches were really, really bizarre. They're escaping me now.
Yeah.
I know that Frankfurter on a bun was not a particularly good day. That was a day to bring your own lunch, particularly if you're not into weird pork parts.
Right.
Also, why is the U.S. federal government dictating what goes into school lunches? It seems silly. Why even have local governments if the federal government wants to regulate such silly things as school lunches? What do you think of that?
I don't know.
You don't care about which government is regulating school lunches. You just know that they're pretty bad.
It's pretty bad. I think either way, even if it's a local government regulating it, you're in trouble.
Newt Gingrich saying child labor laws are stupid. If a 12-year-old wants to work and his parents say it's okay, then why not? A lot of issues with that question.
I don't think a 12-year-old knows what he wants to do.
That's the real question. And Republicans aren't even trying to hide their psychopathy anymore. They're just letting it all hang out. What's next, 10 and 12-year-olds in the military? Next, that's what we used to have. That wouldn't be a new thing. We'd be going back to that. And on the UC Davis pepper spray Lieutenant Pike debacle, big, bad, brave cops. All these pigs should be fired. Well, for now, they're suspended with pay, including $110,000 a year salary.
What is better than that? Suspended with pay. You don't have to work, and you're still making bank.
Eventually. I mean, it's got to be pretty embarrassing. There's a million parody pictures circulating of the guy.
The guy probably loves it.
What this is use of a non-lethal and even non-harmful method of encouraging them to comply with the order to move. I don't see a problem with it. Well, actually, we already saw people dying as a result of this, so I think that there probably is a problem. Not to mention, getting people to comply, they're sitting there. I thought if you're trying to get them to not resist, they're just sitting there. They're already just sitting there. Okay.
Right.
And at what point is it legitimate to start using language like fascism or police state? I think when a cop is killed, which is, I think, within the bounds of what might happen in the next few months, realistically, if we look at how this is escalating, at that point, I think we will have a real police state. Don't you think, Lewis?
Hard to say. I don't know. You think things are going to get worse then when that happens?
I think things will get worse.
I hope not.
That's going to do it for the show. We'll talk to you on the bonus show. We'll talk sleep texting, DUI crashes because of the Twilight movie, and food stuffed in other food, which I find to be completely repulsive. Amazing. Well, we'll discuss it on the bonus show. Thanks for watching. We'll be back with a new show in a few days.